One of the most common critiques of church worship music that I hear from worship team members is that the songs are too easy. They claim that the songs are boring. One of my own most common critiques of many worship team members is that they are too busy on their instrument. They feel that the songs need spicing up, so the drummer adds triplet fills at the end of every measure, the bass player adds a run to every root note, the acoustic guitarist becomes the main rhythm section, and the electric guitarist and keyboard player play every possible note within a given scale, and several notes that are very much not within the scale. Why do they do this? Why do they claim the songs are boring? If songs about the omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, eternal God and creator of everything that we see, feel, touch, hear, smell, taste, and imagine are boring to you, then I would suggest that you are missing the point. If somehow you recognize the vast greatness of the one of whom you are singing and are still bored, I would submit that there is truly a blessing in the boredom. Let's talk about that a little bit more in today's Weekly Worship Thought. As worship leaders or worship team members, our priority is not personal stimulation. Our priority is serving. As worship team members, we have the awesome privilege of serving the song, serving the worship leader, serving the congregation, and serving God. We are not standing on the stage to fulfill our own desire to be entertained. We have been given the awesome privilege of leading God's people into an awareness of the presence and the glory of God. If the songs are easy to play, good. The fact that the songs are easy to play is actually a blessing. That just means you can spend more energy on the things that really matter. There truly is a blessing in the boredom. So we've been talking about how these songs are super easy, and that is good because there is a blessing in the boredom. However, you may be watching this video and you're thinking to yourself, I don't think these songs are easy. I think they're exceptionally difficult. And if that's you, I want you to just know that's totally cool. We've all been there, especially when we first started out. I remember my fingertips were really sore and I was having a hard time switching chords on the right time, and it was not easy to play these songs. So if that's you, totally get it. But as with anything, the more that you do it, the better you become. With experience, you just get better at it. The more that you play it, the more you start to realize, boy, some of these songs kind of are doing the exact same thing over and over again. And if that's the case, then it becomes easy to start hearing a pattern and to get more familiar with the songs. And that's when they become easier. And that's when people start to say, this is boring. But there truly is a blessing in the boredom. So let's talk through what a typical song list would look like. Okay, let's say we've got a 3-song set list here. But this first song, I'm gonna count it out. It's a slow song and it's going to be G and then C, E minor, and then C with a pushed up to the D. And so most of those chords are gonna be basically covering 8 beats. The last 2 will cover 4. Let's talk through that. 1, 2, play a G, go, and G, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, and then C, C, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, and then an E minor, 2, 3, 4 again, 2, 3, and then we've got a C to push up to the D and D, 2, 3, 4. Good. So that's our first song. It's a nice little kind of intimate, slow song, and again, the chords are G, C, E minor, C pushed up to a D. And then the second song on the set list afterwards, we're gonna play a little bit more of an upbeat song. So it's gonna have a little bit more energy, and it's gonna also be in the key of G. Instead of the first G occupying 8 beats, it's only gonna occupy 4, okay? So keep that in mind. 1, 2, ready, go. G, 2, 3, 4, and C, 2, 3, E minor, 2, 3, and then a C push to the D. Here we go. Okay, now, if you were paying attention, that was literally the exact same song. the exact same chord progression. The rhythm changed, the tempo changed, and so it became a completely different song, but the pattern was identical. And that's how these songs can start to become boring. They can start to feel easy because a lot of it is just repetitive, doing the same thing over and over again. But the third song, we're going to go ahead and slow it down again. And this time we're going to be in the key of A. And again, that first A is going to get 8 beats instead of 4. And let's try this. 1, 2, ready, go. A, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2. Now we're going to play a D. D, 2, 3, 4, 2. F sharp minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. Back to the D. And then push to an E. Back to the A. Now, if you were paying attention, if you were astute, you may have noticed that was literally the exact same song again. Okay? In fact, John, if you've got a capo handy, go ahead and put your capo on the 2nd fret. And when he does that, he is literally playing in the voicing of G, and he's gonna play G, C, E minor, C, D. I'm gonna play, because I'm on the bass guitar, A, D, F sharp minor, D, E, and watch what happens here. He's playing literally the exact same song we've been playing. 1, 2, ready, go. A for me, G for him, 2, 2. I'm gonna go up to a D, he's gonna go to a C, 2, 3, 4, 2. I'm gonna go to F sharp minor, he's gonna go to an E minor, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going back to my D, he's going to a C. I'm gonna push to an E, he's gonna push to a D. And we're playing the exact same song again in a new key. That's how these songs can become very repetitive. And with the repetitive, you can start to think, oh, these are easy, these are boring. But again, I want you to get there is a blessing in the boredom. Now, because these songs can often become repetitive and easy and even boring, that's great because it actually allows us to focus on more important things than just studying our music, right? So what we want to do is practice before we're leading people in worship so that we can lead them well. We want to be able to engage with them. We want to be able to pray over them, to invite them into this awesome opportunity of worshiping our living God. And one of the most practical things you can do because these songs are so easy is get rid of the music stand. Now we're going to have a whole chapter dedicated to this, but I want to just offer a visual of what it practically looks like. So this is what it looks like with a music stand. Pretty engaging, right? And this is what it looks like without a music stand. I think that's a lot better. With a music stand, without a music stand. I think we can agree one of those is way more engaging, one of those is way more inviting. This is what the same song we've been playing looks like and feels like when we're glued to our music stand. Okay, I'm looking at my sheet. Next one's gonna be C. Whew, thought maybe it was gonna change on me, but it didn't. Thank goodness. Oh, next one's gonna be E minor. Okay, there it was. I knew it. Don't want to move my eyes. I might miss it. This is a C, and then there is a D. Okay, good. Thank goodness. Playing the right chords. Woo. Remember, our job isn't primarily just to play music that wows everybody. Our job primarily is to invite them into an awareness of the presence and the glory of God in this space. We're all doing this together. So let's take this exact same song, and I'm just going to be talking you through maybe what I'm thinking, what I'm saying as I'm leading people in worship. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. G. Hey everybody, good to see you. Glad that you're here. Oh, this is the day that the Lord has made, isn't it? We can rejoice and we can be glad in it. So come along, we're going to sing to our great God. We're going to worship Him. He is worthy of our praise. Maybe I'll even wave at somebody. Paul, glad to see that you're here, buddy. You know, in my mind, I'm thinking, boy, I haven't seen Paul in this service in a long time. So I'm going to pray for him. Lord, thank you so much that Paul came today. God, I pray that these songs would be something that his heart needs to pray. I pray that you would meet him right where he's at in this place. Just so glad that he's here. All right, let's sing out, everybody. Here we go. And just like that, we're into the song. All right, listen, there truly is a blessing in the boredom. Yes, the songs are repetitive. Yes, they're easy, but that's okay because that allows us to focus on what matters most, that we're actually doing this in a way that hopefully is edifying the people in the congregation, that is showing them we care, and that is directing them to Jesus. Of course, also we have the opportunity to pay attention to the fact that we are worshiping the omniscient, omnipresent, all-powerful God who created the heavens and the earth. If playing these songs is simple, good, then that allows us to focus on what matters most. What was one interesting truth or idea that stood out to you today? And how do you plan to implement that truth or idea in the future? Do you ever feel like you overplay as a result of being bored with the songs? Do you think overplaying is helpful to the congregation and the other worship team members in any way? In what ways may overplaying be unhelpful to others? Have you noticed that most songs tend to follow a rather predictable pattern? Can you think of any examples of songs that are basically using the same chord progression, even if in a different key and played to a different rhythm? Have you ever thought of a music stand as being a beginner's level barrier that is standing between you and the congregation? In what ways would memorizing the songs and removing the music stand be beneficial? Do you think most worship team members need the music stand or just feel more comfortable standing behind one? Has the idea of intentionally picking out specific people, names, and faces in the congregation to pray over as you are leading musical worship from the stage ever occurred to you? In what ways do you think this simple act would enhance or does enhance your weekly worship service?